Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the 107th segment of Being Inspired with Busapat Life Changing Reality Tonic. I am still your Honorable Ambassador Busapat to Sigwe, and I am here on this platform where we embrace our truth that leads to our freedom. Oh, yes. Remember to subscribe and share whenever you come across my video, no matter the time. Just do me that favor. Subscribe if you've not. Share to your contacts and your friends. Okay? Thank you in advance. Today we'll be talking on the topic grace. Oh yeah, grace. Grace, grace, grace. All we need to be seeing is grace. All we need to have is grace. All we should ever ask God for is grace. You know why? Because grace means favor minus labor. Yes. Grace means promotion without qualification. Yes. Grace means, laboring for nothing and acquiring and achieving so much that you're not deserving. Unlimited favor. That's what grace means. When grace speaks, protocols are suspended. When grace speaks for you, laws are broken. When protocol speaks for you, impossibilities becomes possible. If you doubt, you can ask Esther in the Bible. Ask Peter, ask David, ask Joseph, ask Mordecai. These are people and many other people. In fact, anybody, irrespective of who you are, the moment you walk with grace, everything that is not of God, everything against you will be disgraced. That's why it's not always okay for you to fight or do wrong to a woman or man of grace. Because the grace that follows them will disgrace and humiliate you, whoever the person is. This is why we all should ask God for grace. Grace that is abound. Grace that will make the difference. Grace that is more important than riches. If you have grace, you are far, far richer than that billionaire without grace. Believe me. Because grace is all you need to be able to make the difference in life. Grace speaks and connection becomes useless. When grace speaks for you, academic, educational qualification becomes useless. Grace singles you from the crowd and crowns you on things you don't even know. When grace garnishes you, things that you don't dream of, things that you could only imagine will become your reality. When grace adornishes your life, nobody will see you and stand without wanting to favor you. That is what grace does. When grace positions you in life, and it's very vital because your location determines your allocation. And that's what grace does for you. There are people that don't have business being where they are at all in life right now. It's because they fell out of grace. There are people that don't have business being where they are. They are in the wrong place. A lot of men are in the wrong home, wrong marriages because of beauty. And a lot of women are in the wrong home, wrong marriages because of money. And then you'll be crying. But you missed it because you didn't walk with grace. Grace positions you, to be a success by doing those things that, rejuvenates you, and makes what will exhaust you to inspire you. That's what grace does, and that affects the quality of what you bring out and your productivity. Because when you're supposed to lazy and get tired, grace doubles your strength. You can't imagine what grace does. There's no need to limit what you can achieve with grace. Grace helps you to accomplish with kindness what you cannot achieve with muscle and force. That's true. Just bear in mind that no matter how bad the situation is, no matter how things are, things will change. when grace speaks. That's the gospel truth. And yes, no matter how devastating your struggles, your disappointments, your problems, your troubles, your heartbreaks may be, they are temporary, because they will vanish before grace. Grace will make you to learn how to motivate yourself, how to forgive yourself, how to stand strong in the midst of storm and bounce. That what is supposed to destroy you will end up elevating you with grace. Grace gives you the courage to see, the end of that which is supposed to diminish you. You will see it from the beginning, and you will be proud to stand, and have a decision and a reason to praise God, because you'll keep climbing where you're supposed to, be swallowed. You swim ashore. That's what grace does, Grace gives you this energy, to find your bearing wherever you are, because grace pushes you. When grace makes the difference for you, you have no fear of the unknown. Honestly, you will not think about impossibilities. You will not see mountains. You only see miracle at any particular point in time. As a human being, you can lack a shoulder to lean on. But you can never ever lack a ground to kneel and pray. That is impossible. There may not be any shoulder for you to lean on when it matters, but you can never lack a ground to bend your knees and pray to Almighty God. Because grace, when it comes into your life, everything that you think is a problem will vanish before your very eye. Grace gives you, grace makes you go where your energy will be reciprocated, will be celebrated, will be appreciated. It cannot take you to where, your legs, it won't allow your legs to take you to where His grace will not cover you. And it will not take you to where you'll be rejected and humiliated. Grace with you can never allow you go through that. That's the important and the beautiful thing about it. Because the price of greatness is in responsibility. That's why, as a human, grace makes you to be able to do that which you're doing. Grace doesn't support laziness, but it makes your effort yield dividend even in the midst of 1 million enemies. Because when grace comes for you, it's because you're deserving of something wonderful. And maybe for reason of you not knowing anybody, for reason of you not having to pay a stupid price, for you not being able to jump from one man to one woman, and then they're denying you that thing. When grace comes, He will silence every one of them and put you in a place where you deserve, without them knowing how. And all they will see you at the top, and they, wow, that's what grace does. But don't forget, you're doing something. Grace will not find you sleeping and then move you. You're doing something, and you're praying to God, and you're believing for the best, and you will see that best come up. Okay, when you have the power, because of grace, you'll be able to, tell your story and own the narrative. That is the only way you win. A lot of people in life, people have said their story. People tell their stories. For whatever reason, they may not be alive to defend themselves. They may not be there to say the real thing. A lot of people just tell their story because they have no voice. They can't defend. They can't even call anybody. They can't do anything. Even in their faces, lies will be heaped upon them, and they cannot say anything because life has put them in a position where they can't tell their story and they can't own their narrative. Grace will never allow you be that kind of person, because you will have your voice. You will tell your story. You own, and that's how you win. That's the gospel truth. Grace gives you the true confidence that you need, and because you are not going to be thinking about, grace doesn't allow you to think about, being the best or whatever, getting the best result. No. With grace, you will know that whatever the result may be, you're conquering. You will stand with whatever result. A lot of people just pray for success. Once it's not success, things are not okay. Once it's not like this, it must be good. But then when you are filled with grace, When you have grace, whatever comes, you already know that the end will be fine. That the end will be fantastic. That it will end in grace. That it will end in praise. That it will never end like the enemy planned it. That's what grace upon your life makes you know. You know, the world we're living in now is the way it is. You know why? Because the use of yesterday, the use of yesterday were raised by bad parents. And they have become parents now. Oh yes. Those youths of yesterday that were raised with very terrible parents, they are parents now. So it's garbage in, garbage out. That's where we are. So it's a very crazy situation. If you don't fight and run for your life, you'll be covered with mud. That's the truth. If you don't beg for grace, if you don't ask for grace, if you don't seek for grace, if you don't raise your hand and ask God for mercy and grace, oh yes, you're in for it. Because a lot of people don't even know their left from their right. It's not like they plan it. You know, grace makes you know that you have nothing without integrity and credibility. Grace makes the difference, yes. You know, so all I ask you today, whenever you come across this video, is to always ask for grace. Because if you have it, if you have grace, where others are crawling, you will be walking. Where others are working, you will be running. Where others are running, you will be flying. That's what grace does. You know, grace makes your life in a way that envy will be coming from left. But what people pay millions for, you get it on pro bono. Oh yes. Where people pay, and that is why they can't afford not to be jealous of you. You know why? Because they look at you as, oh, why you? But that's what grace does. If only they know what you go through. Grace don't allow people to see distress in your life because it garnishes you, because it covers you, because it glorifies everything about your life, because it makes it look perfect and wonderful. So, my dears, ask for grace always. Without grace, things will be so rough. But with grace, it will be so easy. You know, you will labor with favor, and you know what it means. That's my message for us today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like I said before. Be inspired with Buzo Parts. You know, follow me at Instagram, Be Inspired with Ambassador of Buzo. Follow me at TikTok, Be Inspired with Buzo Parts. Follow my Facebook page, Be Inspired with Buzo Parts Talk Show. Follow me my group page, Be Inspired with Buzo Parts. DM me. The people who DM me, they already know the number. A lot of people call, a lot of people do a whole lot. But in effect, it's my joy that every time we meet, that a life will touch. When I sit across here, I don't ask God to, you know, for the millions. I just want a soul. 2, 3 that will understand. Because for every life you touch positively, you've touched 50 in this, guys. There's no gainsaying. And it's not negotiable. Peace be with you. Till we meet next week Wednesday again. Remain strong, and I'm always happy. Be happy always. Nobody can steal your joy. It's a choice. It's a right. Okay? Keep yours and guide it jealously. Bye.